That's what's up on the Kuldesac.
Hey everybody, it's Friday night and you just tuned into a brand new episode of the Kuldesac Crew radio show right here on TKK Radio. I'm your host, DJ ECP, letting you know every Friday that we come from different sides of the cul-de-sac. That being said, I have a variety of talent to bring to you each week, and you never know what you're going to get. Right now, I've been on a music roll. That being said, this artist comes all the way from England. He's a recording artist, a pianist, and he's also our Song of the Week. His single is called Butterflies, and this is another gem, yet another gem from our friends at ROVE LA. So thank you so much, Michelle, for sending all that great talent over. This single, Butterflies, captures the amazing pop vocals of Luke Burr while capturing the feelings and emotions of going through situations where, you know, you're just not as confident as a person should be. It's everything that you want to hear. If you like music like Neo or Justin Timberlake or Usher, you're absolutely going to love this song, Butterflies by Luke Burr. So sit back, and I'm going to go ahead and play this single right here on TKK Radio. We'll be back in just a moment with our special guest all the way from London, Luke Burr.
Seeing your dress don't look good on you, but wanna know what's underneath. You walked in so uncomfortable, baby, just inhale and breathe. Anxiety gets the best of me, and I see you feel it too. So let me help you get out your head, remind you of the truth. When you think they care, they really don't. No, 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 no. Oh, when you think they care, they really don't. She can't see how beautiful she really is. She won't love nobody when there's nothing to give. Life only broke her down, bit by bit each time. And then those pretty wings fly like butterflies. Fly like butterflies, fly like butterflies, fly like butterflies, fly like butterflies. You're the perfect size, shape in every way. I wouldn't change a thing. Ticket tattoos, bad moods, I love the attitude. Every little part of you so unique that you can't compare. Don't worry about anyone else. I got a secret you gotta know. Say it over and over to yourself. When you think they care, they really don't. No, 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 no. Oh, when you think they care, they really don't. She can't see how beautiful she really is. She won't love nobody when there's nothing to give. Life only broke her down, bit by bit each time. And then those pretty wings fly like butterflies. Fly like butterflies. Fly like butterflies. Fly like butterflies, fly like butterflies. Don't go changing, don't go faking who you are, who you are. Shine your light on, shine it brighter. You're a star, you're a star. She can't see how beautiful she really is. She won't love nobody when there's nothing to give. Life only broke
Tuned into the Kuldesac Crew radio show. I'm your host, DJ ECP, and I'm here tonight with my London friend and guest of the night, recording artist Luke Burr. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time this evening. You're calling in from all across the seas, pretty much.
That's it. From London, UK. Yes, quite a way away from you, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have to say it's like you're my first international interview, so I'm really excited, but I'm also a little bit nervous.
I'm sorry if you can't understand me. I'll try and pronounce as proper English as possible. I'll try to sound more posh.
Yeah, no worries. So I just aired the single Butterflies to our listeners. That's your new single. The song itself for me is just like so emotional, and when I saw the music video, it's been a long time, but it teared me up. It was just so beautiful.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, like what was going through your mind when you wrote this track?
So what it was, I met this girl at this event, and I had to spend quite a lot of time with her during this day, but it became apparent quite early on that she was stricken with social anxiety, and I was so desperate to try and give her the confidence that I believed she so deserved. And she was a beautiful girl, but she just really couldn't see it, and she was struggling to talk to anyone, and it was really hard for me, and it stayed with me for such a long time, and I thought, what could I say? And nothing was making her any better, and so I decided to write this song for her, and I guess for anyone else that goes through a similar mindset when they're out with people or just every day. Just if this can give anyone just a tiny boost of confidence, whether that's in any walk of life, where they're just going for a job interview or just waking up to feel a little bit better in themselves, then that's the job done for the song. That's what I aim to do. Well,
it's absolutely lovely, and the location of the music video was just as beautiful as the song. Where was that filmed?
Are you talking about the one in Bali, or the acoustic video, or the one?
It was like waterfall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was I was on traveling in Bali, and I decided one day or for a few days that I hooked up with some friends, and we decided to shoot a music video for it. And it was great. Yeah, I met a girl out there who was happy to be in the video, and a videographer friend of mine that I'd met a few years ago. And it's such a beautiful place, Bali, and it was the first time I've ever been, and we just found all these amazing venues and amazing places and just got some really iconic shots. So I was really proud of it, and to do it sort of in the way we did it, which was such on a budget, and we had to be so creative with it. I was really proud of it. Hopefully one day I'll have huge budgets for my videos and huge, amount of people working on it. But I think I enjoy that creative process of really having to think so much, and then you're so proud of what you've achieved after, because there's so much that you've had to do, and so much that you've put into it, I guess.
With the way technology is today, we're able to kind of like make things appear like more grand, I guess, now.
100%. Sure.
Now, those aerial shots, those can be done by those flying machines. Can you explain this?
The drones. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, I don't have a drone, but I think that's just such a cool thing that artists can do nowadays.
It's amazing.
Versus, helicopters.
Yeah, of course. I just think, like, to be honest with you, everything that I'm doing as an artist, I can't rely on anyone too much. No one's going to work as hard on me as me, and so if at that point if for example I can't get a producer to produce a certain track, well then that being in those times made me teach myself how to produce, or not having the budget for a video made me teach myself how to video or edit. And so I think learning all these tools has been so beneficial to me. So now when I have got producers around me, I know I have much more of an understanding myself, but also I'm not reliant so much on one person. If I need something done, then I guess we're in a modern age where if you've got an iPhone, chances are you can have a go, you know.
And you know, you've been pretty active during this pandemic with like those collaborations and you know, taking advantage of technology.
Sure.
You recently did an unplugged version of Butterflies. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, that was amazing. So to be honest with you, just on lockdown, I really wanted to just take advantage of the time and the space that it's given all of us. You know, creatively, I feel like I've had so much less clouds in my head because of all the time and space, because I'm not always in a rush to be somewhere else, and, you know, I'm not on my way traveling somewhere else. It's just really enabled me to be free and have so much time, and also everyone else has so much more time to listen to things, and I think a lot of people want an escape. I see it as my job to create content or videos or music to give people that escape and just give people that little enjoyment for whether it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes or however many times they're gonna watch the video. And I've been more effective and productive, certainly on the social media front, which, you know, is people connecting to my music and me than ever before. And I've really enjoyed sort of that process. But the video, the other video that you're talking about, the acoustic video, that was so special for me. That was actually filmed just before lockdown. And I made an unplugged version of the song Butterflies, and I collaborated with a dance school, a famous dance school over in London called Pineapple Dance Studios. And we had a contemporary dancer perform while I sung and played the song. And the way that she brought the song to life and the lyrics to life through movement and through dance was just, it gives me goosebumps watching it back now. And it was all in one shot and one take, and I'd love, you know, whoever's listening to go and watch it, because it was, I've never been as proud, I don't think, of something, or it's certainly one of the things that I'm most proud of, and I think it's such a beautiful piece of art and work, and it's something that, however big I get in my career, I'll always look back on and always want people to see, and always something that I'll be so proud of.
Yeah, that video is absolutely amazing. My listeners, you can check it out on YouTube. Now, is this unplugged? I was going to ask you if it was done in just one shot. Now, did you just kind of come in, or were you there when the camera crew was rehearsing those scenes, and you knew exactly what was going to happen? How does that work?
So we just did it over and over again until we got the right shot. And
wonderful.
I've done a couple like that before. I did one. I've done a few, and I just really liked the authenticity that the one take gives, and it you know, it doesn't. It all looks so real, and I've got a guy that I use, Keanu, on camera, as a good friend of mine, and he just has this way of making it look so seamless, and it's difficult to do, but when we get it right, it feels, obviously you can't make any mistakes, which is the stressful thing. If you manage to get through it without making any mistakes, then it's such a, I think it can add a layer of authenticity to the video, certainly for unplugged type videos, you know. Oh
yeah. Now, do you think that this is something that you would do again, maybe having a future music video being something kind of like that?
Oh, for sure, 100%. And I'm all about live. I really love doing live stuff as well, you know, and live vocals. And I always, whatever song I have, you know, the most important thing for me is getting the song across and my vocal across, because I feel like my vocals are the thing that connects with people more than any part of me. And so stripping songs back and delivering them in a way that just allows people to focus on the vocal and connect to that voice as much as they can is something that I'm always keen to do. So I can release a song that's full of beats or that's heavily produced, but I would always want to then release another version or a video for people to hear the voice in its most space, with enough space around it where they can connect to it on a deep level. And that's something that I think I will forever do throughout my career, because I feel like people connect to my voice more than any other part of me, and I'm so grateful for that. So I think that's what I need to make the most out of, really.
That's great. And it was just crazy because I heard your voice first before I saw what you looked like, and I heard the voice, and then I saw what you looked like, and I was like, whoa, like this is something like so different. And then you have like an accent too, and I was just like, what? This is cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. People do say that I look quite a bit different than how I sing. So yeah, that's always been quite cool.
Yeah, and I get it too. I get the same kind of surprise with my voice and everything. But wow, you're so young. You're only 22 years old. When did you start playing the piano?
I started playing piano, I think, when I was a kid. I started playing at around maybe 6 or 7, and then so I had a few lessons at school, and I got bored of the lessons, and I got bored of the grades. So I taught myself. I quit, basically. Well, I didn't quit. I just stopped the lessons, and I taught myself the rest. And yeah, since then, to be honest with you, I've played more piano in lockdown than ever before. I've been playing for hours every day, and just not out of, I need to practice today. It's just more, I want to film a video today, or I want to write a song today. And I've just gone to the piano every single day, and I've noticed in the 5-6 weeks how much I've come on, and I'm really pleased with that, actually. And it's, it's a big part of me. It's, my idols were Stevie Wonder and John Legend and Donny Hathaway and all of those guys. I think of them, I think of the piano, So that, I guess, inspired me to do the same.
That's what I love it. Now, when you're making your music, and I think that's so awesome that you're starting to play the piano more, because my mom was a piano teacher.
Wow.
So I had to play the piano.
Sure.
I think it's really cool because, one of the best things I think about the pandemic in a positive way is that this has allowed artists to actually kind of, take time and kind of, like Karate Kid, like, like
100% hone your craft.
Yeah, exactly. So
there's no
I think
excuse,
that's a blessing.
I think that, and for me, I'm not sane unless I'm creating or unless I'm doing something, unless I'm fueling that muse, and so to get fulfillment out of recording videos and playing the piano and creating songs and writing songs and then releasing bits of content for people to watch and for them to get fulfilled out of me being fulfilled, that's such a beautiful part of music, and that is what music is. And I'm so grateful, and I've been able to see that sometimes it's hard to see that over a long period of time, music, in other ways, but I've seen that in lockdown, and I've been getting instant sort of feelings of that, and it's been so rewarding. It's been making me want to get out of bed that hour earlier and keep on going for that extra hour at night, I haven't wanted to stop. I've had so much energy, and I think, although I'm not being ignorant or naive towards the effects of coronavirus, it's been terrible for some people. I also think there are some positives to come out of this.
Oh, yeah, I definitely do. And I think the world is a little bit softer and loving because of it. I actually wanted to know if you produced the track for Butterflies, or if you who you used for that production. For
Butterflies, I didn't personally produce it. I wrote it with a guy called KZ and an amazing songwriter called Autumn Rowe. And KZ was a producer that day, and it was great. It was a special day. And they're special people. I love collaborating with people. Recently I've been doing a lot more production on my own, but people are better than me at producing, And so when I can collaborate with people who are better than me, great. That's not to say that I haven't and I can't produce songs on my own, but I also collaborating when the dynamic's correct, it is so powerful.
That's what's up. Now, are you looking to do any collaborations with other artists in the UK right now?
Yes. So I do a weekly, I know you talked about it earlier on social media. I do like a weekly collaboration video on social media, which has been going great. And I also, in my next project, my EP, I have a lot of collabs and a lot of features on that as well. That's exciting. To me, I really want to highlight new talent and talent that I think is amazing, and also talent that are friends of mine as well is even more special, when that can happen. So as I say, I've got this series on Instagram where every week I post a collaboration with someone, a cover or original song, and we've been managing to continue it throughout lockdown just through virtually collaborating, and people seem to really connect to it, and people like to see other people getting along and creating something better than what they maybe could have created on their own. So I'm all about that, and I always will be. And, hopefully on my album I have amazing collaborations with huge artists,
That's wonderful. I just love this conversation and everything, but we do definitely have to go to a commercial and a couple of songs we're going to play. I'm here with guest Luke Burr, and I hope I'm saying that right, but if not, I'll pronounce it right when we come back. Oh, wonderful. You're listening to the Kuldesac Crew right here on TKK Radio. We'll be back in just a moment.
That's what's up on the Kuldesac.
Welcome back, everyone. It's DJ ECP right here on the Kuldesac Crew. I'm here with guest Luke Burr. Well, we spoke to you about your latest single, and now we're kind of going to go into what's going on in the world and everything, and we're just wondering what was on your music playlist right now.
Currently, I've been listening to a lot of Snow Allegra. I've really got into her latest project. Amber Marks, another artist that I've been listening to. Yeah, a lot of new female R&B artists that I'm really into. And, of course, I will always come back to the old school Kool and the Gang classics I delved into the other day after listening to Bill Withers' discography. I started to delve back into Kool and the Gang and Earth, Wind & Fire. But yeah, a lot of new R&B stuff as well. So all sorts. Yeah.
Now, you are the #1 most Shazam song in the UK right now, right?
Not right now. I was a while ago, but not anymore, unfortunately. I wish.
How does that work?
No, basically what happened was I got a big sync on a big TV program over here called Love Island, and they played a song that I did, and it went top of the Shazam charts. So it was the most Shazam song of the whole of the UK for that week. And I think it was like top 5 in the iTunes charts over here, and yeah, that was special. That was a special time. And then it was a great wave, but the waves obviously comes and goes, and then you've got to try and create the next wave and hope that it lasts even longer. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Wow. Now, if you come to America and everything, do you have any specific projects that you're looking to do?
To be honest with you, I just want to delve into the scene as much as possible. I know that there's a lot of music and a lot of musicians that I love that come out of LA. So I just want to engross myself in the scene and see how much I can create out there with different people and a different mindset. And, for me, I just want to constantly be releasing music. If I release a song sort of every 6 weeks, great. And as long as I'm growing at that time and it's sustainable and the fan base is growing and people want to come and watch me live, amazing. And I just feel like it could escalate being in a place like LA with so much opportunity and so much amazing talent.
Absolutely, and you really don't know who you're going to run into.
Exactly, sure.
Anywhere out here, pretty much in Southern California.
Yeah, well, that's what they say, right? So I've got to give it a go.
You'll do great. I know you will. Well, on Instagram, I was scrolling through the IG, and I noticed that there was a picture in 2019 of you in the hospital with a buddy, and you described that as one of life's biggest moments. Are you okay with telling us a little bit about that picture?
Of course, yeah, for sure. I basically what happened is I was on holiday with my family, and we went to Lake Tahoe, and we were mountain biking, and we had a huge accident, and my brother went over first, but unfortunately where the signal was bad, I couldn't actually see how bad he was hurt, and I just got news down the mountain that he was badly injured, and I feared the worst, and I'm really close to my brother, and anyway, I ended up speeding down the mountain as fast as I could to go and get him help, and in the process, I ended up getting really badly hurt because I was going too fast, and I broke, and ended up smashing my jaw, breaking my jaw, losing some teeth, amongst other injuries, and I broke my wrist as well. So I couldn't play piano or sing for at least 6 weeks. So yeah, that was an interesting time for sure. Yeah, it was quite scary.
Oh yeah. Now, did you have your jaw wired shut?
Yes, my jaw was wired shut for 6 weeks. I was like Kanye.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, did you record an album or what?
I did actually do a version of Through the Wire at the time. But it was one of those times where it just, it was like, God can take away my wrist and my jaw, which are the two most important things for me, playing piano and singing at any time, and it was only, so it was a lot of perspective, and I was so grateful when it came back that I think it was a good thing in a way. Not, obviously I wouldn't wish it on anyone, and I hope that it doesn't happen again, but it was,
absolutely.
It made me incredibly grateful for, and maybe want to just do even more. I'm so lucky to have the talents that I have, and I need to do as much as I can with them. Otherwise, they're better off serving someone else.
Yeah, and with life experiences in general, with people who are artistic, and maybe just in general in life, but it's those kind of like life experiences or near death or experiencing a death of a loved one or some major type of betrayal that it's just like every time you go through that, your music comes out more meaningful and deeper and more passionate, and maybe that's like 100%. Why some of the most jacked up, artists out there are like legends.
Definitely. No, just so true. And it's almost like you don't want bad stuff to happen, of course, but to connect with a lot of people, you need to experience deep emotions. And for so long, I thought I was going about music the whole wrong way, because I was brought up that the harder you work, the more successful you are. And that's so true for a lot of things. But when it comes to writing a song, it's not a sport in the sense of the harder you want to write a good song, the better the song is. And I thought it was that for so long. I was like, well, no, if I just write a song, another song, it's going to get good. I forgot to live. I didn't allow myself to just go out and be and enjoy it and make mistakes and date girls and say yes, And for so long, I didn't realize that. And then I started to live. I was working just as hard, if not harder, but I started to live more and saying yes more. And from that, I've achieved so much more. And my level of creativity when it comes to writing songs has been so much better, and I've had something that I want to say, rather than, if you're not living, what can you write about,
Yeah. When did you write Butterflies? Like, was it something that you wrote, recently, or do you have like a journal of writings that you kind of took back from, 5 years ago and said, I want to make this into a recording now?
No, Butterflies was fairly recently. I think it was at the end of last year. And around that time, I thought, this feels like it should be a project. I was so passionate about that subject. I wanted to give people a confidence. I wanted to brighten someone's day, you know, and make people feel like understood. And and it felt like such a key song for me that I wanted to build a whole project around it. So yeah, that was fairly recently. It was just going through a time where I'd experienced quite a few things and met a few people going through a lot of different stuff. And so the whole EP sort of explores a lot of issues around mental health and confidence. And I want it for people to just connect to it and think, oh, I have a dream, I can achieve that, and maybe feel a little bit better within themselves. And that's what I wanted to do with that. And that was sort of close to the end of last year. And then we released it beginning of this year.
Well, everyone, you definitely have to check out that music video. And it's just so amazing. And now that, you know, everyone kind of hears more about, you know, your story, I hope that they're inspired to go and check out more of your music. Now, I have to ask, what would be like one of your most memorable performances?
I think the most memorable, I went on tour with Rudimental. I'm not sure if you know those guys, but they're a huge band over here. And I was lucky enough to go on tour with them to Australia. And it was all so quick that I think they asked me on the Monday, they said, are you available? And on the Wednesday, we were flying to Australia. And then on the Thursday, I was walking up to, I think, 25,000, 30,000 people at a festival. And I just remember being so full of excitement and nerves and adrenaline. And I didn't even know if I was good or bad. That's how much of a whirlwind it was. It wasn't until I watched the video back that I was like, oh, actually, I sounded okay. It was, and I think that whole tour just made me so desperate to have that for myself, you know, and desperate to get that again. And it was so inspiring. So yeah, I think that for me is something that I will never forget.
Yeah, and when you're in an element like that, you're just able to, like, that energy is kind of, you know, it's definitely a different experience than performing in front of, like, you know, 200 or so.
It's special, you know, it really was. And it was, it's hopefully something that I will get a lot more of in my career.
Well, I definitely think you will, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you actually have a new single that just released. Can you just tell us a quick about that song before we head out?
Sure. Of course, yeah. Higher, it's just come out. It's something I'm extremely proud of. I wrote it at a time shortly after what we were talking about earlier, when I was at the top of the Shazam charts, and it was an amazing period for me, but I felt like that wave was slowly trickling down, and it was a bittersweet moment of I was so grateful for having these feelings, but I was also so sad that I felt like it wasn't going to last forever. And so I wrote this song called Higher, and I hope that people connect to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, you're listening to the Kuldesac Crew. We'll be back in just a moment.
I know that forever don't last, and I know that this moment will pass, and I know that my future's a path that I have to write on my own. I know the seasons, they'll come and they'll change. It's okay not to be okay, but I want this every day. You take me higher than I've ever been, but it's impossible holding on to hope that you won't let me fall. You take me higher than I've ever been. God only knows I've given him my all. How high before we fall. They say every good thing comes to an end. I'm done with playing pretend. Where's the compromise? I ain't satisfied, no. They say it's a lesson, it's not a mistake. But why does it still feel the same? I want this every day. take me higher than I've ever been, but it's impossible holding on to hope that you won't let me fall. You take me higher than I've ever been. God only knows, giving him my all. How high before we fall. I've given it my all. How high before we fall.
All right, everybody, we're wrapping things up tonight on the Kuldesac Crew. I'm your host, DJ ECP, and I'm here with our friend from calling all the way in from England. We're just so excited and sad that our hour's up. Luke Burr, everyone.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, where can listeners purchase more of your music and learn about you online?
So all of them is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that good stuff, Spotify and Apple Music, and whatever you would choose. It's all Luke Burr, LukeBurr. I'm extremely active on Instagram. I'd encourage anyone to go and give it a follow because I don't know, I feel like you might enjoy it, and I hope so. So and please get involved and follow the journey.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, and I just I hope listeners check you out. I put my bets on all of these artists and talent that come through here. I just totally think that you are going to go so far in your careers, and we're just so excited to have you on the Kuldesac Crew before you get all big and you won't talk to us no more.
I'll be back when I'm big. Don't worry about that. I'll be back when I'm big. You have my word. You heard it here. You've got it on tape. I'll play this to me when I'm huge and I will come back, I promise. I promise. I'll be there.
TMZ,
thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in. You know where to find me Friday nights at 7 p.m. PST right here on the Kuldesac Crew radio show on TKK Radio. Y'all have a wonderful, fabulous weekend. Good night.
That's what's up on the Kuldesac.